Morning came with quiet light over the courthouse roof. The crowd had grown smaller, but the air still carried a tremor. Reporters set up early, waiting for a decision that might come today. Inside the hall, every footstep felt loud enough to echo across years. The jury entered, faces pale and tired. They did not look at anyone as they passed. The judge asked if they had reached a verdict. A whisper followed, "Guilty on all counts." For a second, the room stopped breathing. Somebody cried out, then covered their mouth. Others held hands like people gripping the edge of a storm. The mothers closed their eyes. The prosecutor lowered his head, and the man in the gray suit stood still as stone. The sentence was read slow: life without parole. No chance of walking the beach again. No more trains to Manhattan. No more blueprints and quiet commutes. Outside the courthouse, bells rang from a church nearby. Reporters spoke into microphones, repeating the word justice again and again. But justice is a strange thing. It fills the space for a moment, then drifts away like smoke. Gilgo Beach returned to its rhythm. Waves still rolled in. Children still built sandcastles. But anyone who knew the story walked slower past the dunes. They looked at the tall grass and thought of the 4 names carved in stone. Detectives who worked the case visited on anniversaries. They left small shells near the memorial cross. Each one carried a piece of the years they spent chasing ghosts. They said the hardest part was not finding him. It was learning how to stop looking once he was found. Rex Hoyerman was moved to a state facility, a cell with no windows, facing the sea. Guards said he spoke rarely, mostly read. Sometimes stood at the wall like he was measuring something that no longer existed. For the families, closure was a word they avoided. They preferred to call it survival. They met each year on the sand, lit candles that flickered against the wind, spoke softly to the names written in chalk before the tide erased them. Tourists who heard the story still come to see the place. They stand at the fence line, take a photo, whisper about the killer, but the locals simply nod and keep walking. They have learned the beach is patient. It keeps memories beneath its surface. And every time the tide shifts a little more, truth rises through the grains. Years will pass. The case will live in documentaries, in podcasts, in the quiet corners of the internet. But for those who lived it, the sound that stays is the ocean. Endless, restless, never silent. And somewhere beyond the horizon, another story waits. Because crime does not end, it only changes its name. If you have followed this far, thank you. Stay with us. New stories are already waiting in the dark corners of quiet towns. Subscribe so you never miss the next long walk into the truth.